In the last class, we had started down with inline CSS. So inline CSS is all about having the style sheet application on the line where you want. So if I want to apply that on the H1, which is located inside the body tag, immediately here I can open the style tag and I can start setting on the properties. Okay, so color is one of the property and blue is the value for that property. So this we have seen. Then we have seen external type of CSS. In external type of CSS, we have seen that we are going to create one separate style sheet. In that style sheet, you are going to have different tags and what properties you want to set for that tag. Then after writing style.css, we wrote external.html and then we imported that style sheet into external.html. So after importing that into external.html, what is the thing? These values are compulsory. Link rel is equals to style sheet is compulsory. Href is equals to style.css will be the name of the file that you are importing into your external HTML code. Okay. So when the body tag comes, the properties applied to body tag h1p will get applied to this. We had already seen this. Okay. So now let us see the third type of CSS. Remember guys, they will ask you 5 marks question, which is very important from CSS. They will ask you to explain different types of style sheets. So there are 3 types of style sheets and they may also ask you any code. They may ask you to create one style.css and show the application of style.css to the external HTML. Okay. All right. So they may ask you the code also. So now let us move towards internal.html. So internal.html is a file which I had created to demonstrate the working of internal CSS. So we are going to see internal CSS. So this is the third type of the CSS. So what is internal CSS, guys? Here you are going to write the code within the head tag. Okay. Compulsorily, you are writing this code. First thing is into HTML file itself. There will be same file, but what are the rules? Inside the HTML, you are going to form a head tag. In head tag, you are going to form a style tag. And here you will have a list of all the attributes, what you want to apply to the tags. So what code you want to apply to the tags, what properties you want to apply to the tag are written inside the head tag. Inside the head, again, you are writing that in the style tag. Okay. And then comes the body tag. Okay. So whatever basic part of code is there that you are going to cover inside the head tag. So guys, head tag is very important into CSS. Maximum style sheets, all the importing of file is carried out within the head tag only. So head tag plays major role, major and important role when we want to import different types of files and when we want to apply the CSS. Okay, fine. Now see the code here. We have HTML. Okay. I have HTML, I have written head tag, then there is a style tag. Okay. So after style tag, there is a H1 tag. Do you see that? There is a H1 tag, there is a flower bracket. And for H1, I am going to apply the color called as cyan. So what is cyan color here? It is nothing but blue. Okay, sky blue color, right? So you can write the colors of your own choice. You can take any color. Then close this H1. After closing H1, I want to apply the properties for P tag. Okay, so this is a small p here. Then I have a opening bracket for the content of the paragraph. I want to apply what the color as red. So can you notice one thing here? So there is no need to take double quote when you are passing the value here. There is no need to take double quote when you are writing internally the style sheet. When you are using what inline, see this is code for inline. When you are using inline, we write it in the body tag. And after writing it into the body tag, H1 is equals to, there you are writing, taking help of the style tag within the tag. Where you want to apply the properties within that tag, you are writing the style tag. This is the difference between inline CSS and internal. Inline means what? For which tag you want to apply, there you are writing the properties. So here style tag you are writing into the tag itself. Okay. Whereas in internal.html, what I am doing, I am writing that within the head tag, I am taking help of flower brackets. Okay, I am taking help of flower brackets. H1, head1 tag, heading tag, opening brackets, property, value and make sure that you are following that with a semicolon. We are not using any double quotes here. Compulsorily, we need to take what? Semicolon. It is a fixed format, right? Now, for the contents of paragraph, what I am doing, I am taking color, which is red, okay, and I am taking margin to the left side for 20 pixels. Px means pixels. Left side of the screen. For that paragraph, I want to leave a margin of what? 20 pixels. So margin hyphen left. What is that margin hyphen left means? It is a compound parameter. Compound parameter means what? Combination of two attributes or combination of two properties. I am setting the margin, and that too, which margin I am going to set? I am going to set the left margin, guys. Is it clear? So I want to set the left margin, and that too, which is what? 20 pixels. If I want to set it at right, I can take it as margin right. If I want to set it at, like, see, there's no need to set the margin at center, right? So margin left and margin right you can take. All right. Then you need to close this P tag. Okay. Students, I can see only 26 students are there. So please inform your friends to attend the class. This is very, very important. And you will have offline exams, remember that. So if students continue this kind of behavior, they will definitely face during their exams. And I keep on repeating you that time will be very less to repeat everything. So please inform your friends, take responsibility and inform your friends, okay? All right. Now see here, for body tag, I want to apply some property to body tag. What is that property? Background colon. See, background, immediately after background, give one colon. After colon, directly write the value. Don't give any spaces and all. Directly set the value. So background color, I want to take it as green. So no need of double quotes when you are writing what? Internal CSS. Is it clear? Okay. Now see, after writing that, what I have to do? First thing is that head tag and then open a style tag and write all the code within the style tag where you want to apply the properties. Now all you have to write within the style tag. So here I close the style tag and then I close the heading tag. Okay. And then I open the body tag. Now actually the HTML page begins. Now the HTML code begins. So what happens into internal CSS, guys? In internal, if you want to write it, please write down in internal CSS. Okay, what you're going to write? You're going to write all the CSS code within the head and the style tag. Okay, so after closing the head and the style tag, you're going to open the body tag and then the actually web content, whatever web content is there, that falls within the body tag. And whatever properties you have set in the head tag, that will get applied to the body tag. Okay, whatever properties you are taking now, all will get applied inside this body tag, right? So this is the working of what? Internal CSS. If you want to write down, please write it. Then what about external? In external, you are creating a separate file called as style.css. Then you are importing this. Okay, you are importing this in HTML file. Okay, so how you are importing this into HTML file? Who will tell me? Quickly tell me. Those who have attended all the classes, how you are going to import? Where you are going to import? Into head tag, then link tag. Okay, within the head tag, within the link tag, you are going to import. Clear? And what about the inline? What do you do with the inline CSS? So this is external, right? Now what do you do with inline CSS? In inline CSS, what you do? It's very easy, right? So in tag only, for example, I want H1. There only I open the style is equals to, I will take color, okay? Then I will take colon and for example red and close it and put the semicolon. And then whatever value for H1 and then close the H1. So this in inline, what happens, guys? It falls within the body tag. All the code is written within the body tag. So this is very, very, very important. Okay. So this is all about different types of CSS. Now I will run the code for you. See. So we opened the body tag here. H1. This is a heading 1 paragraph. This is a paragraph. I have taken very simple code, simple text. So when I take a body, what is applied? Body background will come in green. When I take H1, what will come? The color will come in cyan. When I take P, paragraph color will be red and the margin for the left will be 20 pixels, right? Now let me run the code for you guys. So where is my, where do I store all the code? Tell me, where I store all the code? I store all my code in G drive, WP division A, okay? And I have created a file called as internal.html. One more thing, you have to store this as HTML only. Internal HTML, inline.html, external.html, style.css. Okay. So when I run the code, you can just notice the output here, what output we have received. See. So what I have taken for body. Now you tell me for body what I have taken, what properties I have taken for body. Tell me for body, what we have taken. Yes, tell me please.
Color.
Yes, which color? I have taken background, isn't it? Yes, very good. So for body, I have taken background color, which is green. For heading tag, for H1, what we have taken? We have taken color. Means that color will get applied to the
Light
text.
sky blue.
Yes.
Sky
Cyan.
blue.
Very good. Yes, cyan. It is also called as cyan. C-Y-A-N. See, sky blue is little dark than this color. You can see that color. No, see, it is different only. Huh? It is very light. Huh? Yes. So H1, for H1, I am applying color. Color will get applied to the text. Then I have taken paragraph now. For paragraph, what I am taking guys? For paragraph, we are also
Margin.
taking. Yes, very good. We are taking margin also. So I have taken color as red, right? Then after taking color red, one more property we are taking guys, that is margin. Can you see the margin? See, here some margin is left now. Huh? Can you see?
Yes,
See.
ma'am.
Yes, yes, you can see that. Very good. See, here some margin is left. So at this portion, see, at this area, you can see that here in the very corner, some margin of 20 pixels is left at the left side. So in this way, guys, you can take help of CSS. These are very interesting. And once when you apply these properties and you understand how to write the code, I tell you that you will really enjoy doing HTML and CSS. So when I was in diploma, I was doing diploma in the year 2000, and we had web programming in the year 2000. And I designed a website only by using HTML. And I got one award also from my HOD. I got one prize also. So I used to do only web when I was in college. Like learning web was a hobby for me. I love doing web programming. So it is very interesting. Once if you understand the code, you can do anything with the web. So just like C programming, guys, this is the basic for all the web development. So if you know C programming, you can write any kind of code. Similarly, when you know web programming, you can do any other kind of programming in the web development. So that's why I keep on telling you that do not miss web classes. It is very, very important for your career also. Okay, guys. So this is about what? These are the three different types of CSS. Okay, these are the three different types of CSS, right? Now we will see the next part. That is another 5 to 10 marks question. Okay, so it will be asked to you for nearly 5 to 10 marks. So what is that question? I will tell you now. So that question is, they will ask you some selector forms. Okay, so CSS selector forms, right? So they may, this question may appear for 10 marks. Okay, these are from CSS. You are expected to have fixed questions, guys. So this question will be asked to you surely for nearly 10 marks. Okay, CSS selector forms. Right now, I will tell you what is this selector forms. Right. So now you saw in our code. Suppose I'm using something like H1. I'm using something like H1. Then what I did here somewhere I wrote style. And here only I set the properties. This is where in inline CSS. Then what I did in external CSS, what we did, for example, we did like this. We took body, we had an opening bracket. I'll just take a small property, background, for example, background. Now I will write here as an image. Okay, I will tell you how to take that later. Background image, suppose, is equals to, and here I am setting the path, and then I am putting a semicolon. This is the format, and then I close the body tag. What is this? This is an external kind of what? CSS. What we did in the internal CSS, same thing we did. Suppose for paragraph, I want to apply what? Color, okay, and I took it as a red. See, here only you can close the flower bracket. You can also write it in this way. You can also write, no problem. But you have to put a semicolon. Where you have to put a semicolon? After each property. This is my one property, right? So if I want second property, give a space, write margin, give colon, margin always comes in the pixels. So again give semicolon, write third property. So in this way also you can write the code. You can write the code on the single line, but make sure you are separating that with a space and a semicolon, right? So what are these guys? These are the different ways of writing. These are the different ways of writing the CSS. So what are nothing? This is different way, which is also called as what? Different forms. Okay, not only ways, they are also called as different forms of, right, of coding CSS. We have different forms of coding CSS. Somewhere we code that using inline style, somewhere we code that using external style, somewhere we code that using what? Internal style. So there are different styles. Okay, in that style again there are different or you can say in these three types again we have different style of writing the CSS code. That different style of writing that CSS code are called as a selector forms. Okay, so we have three main types. One is internal, inline, and external. And in that again, you can write this CSS code in different style. So those styles are called as what? Selector forms. Okay, we have so many are there, guys. Nearly 10 styles are there, but we don't want to learn all these 10 styles. Okay, we will just focus on our 10 marks. So I will give you just 5 important styles of writing the CSS. So first question that is expected is what? Different types of CSS, or they will ask you selector forms. Definite question. In this unit, you will get definitely 15 marks from the second unit. Okay. Yeah. Is it clear, guys? You understood what are the inline, internal, and external? No, then I can proceed to the next. Okay. Did you understand?
Yes.
Okay, I won't reply from everybody. Huh? I want you to talk with me when lectures are going on. I want you all to discuss with me. Okay. See, forms of coding the CSS. So there are 5 different forms. Okay. So we will see those forms one by one. I will directly go to the code and there I will start explaining you what are the different forms, right? So in notes also I will share that. I will share the notes in 2-3 days. Okay. Have you completed writing that first unit? If you have completed writing first unit, then I will share this one, second unit, if you want today. If you're still writing that, then complete that first and then we will go to the second unit, this one, notes. Okay, fine. So now I have already framed the notes. Okay. I have already framed your notes. I will just share it, just a minute. So these are your notes for the second unit. I have already started creating that. So already we are done with inline CSS, external CSS, and internal style sheet. Okay. Now we will see what are the different selector forms, right? So as I told you, this will be asked to you for nearly what guys? 10 marks, right? So first form which we have is a specific element selector. So what is a specific element selector? Let me see. First form is what? First style. Okay. Yeah, the first style of writing CSS code is what? Specific element selector. So can you tell me specific element means what? Specific element means what? Specific tag. Okay, specific element one, specific tag. Another name given for this specific element is a specific tag or the value within the tag. For example, if I write like this, for example, if I write H1, okay, if I write H1, what is H1? H1 is a tag here. H1 is a tag. Suppose if I write, I love you all. So what is this? I love you all is nothing but what here? My element. So this text, what I have, I love you all, right? So what is this? This is nothing but called as an element. Okay, this is an element of H1 tag. For example, again I write good morning, right? So what is this? This is also called as what? The element of H1 tag. So by default, all the values of the tags are called as the HTML elements. Are you getting me? H1 is a tag and the value of a tag is element. Are you getting? So these are all called as a specific element. So here this is my element. Specific element selector means what? What do you do for this specific element selector? I want to apply the specific value here. Okay, so where I want to apply the specific value? I want to apply the specific value for a specific tag. That's why it is called as what? A specific element selector. Is it clear? Now, how to write the specific element style? How to write this style of CSS? See, so initially doc type HTML you do not forget to write. It is a header. So we are writing CSS with HTML5 here. There is no need to include XHTML tag when you are writing the CSS. Okay, you have to include this header, that is a doc type HTML. Clear? Then start with your HTML. Okay, then after that, starting with the HTML, what you have to do? You have to go for the header tag. Then I will take what? A style tag. Okay, so this is which form? Specific element form. Already I have written that. Okay, see. So I will share you directly the code in the notepad now. So already I have framed the code on it. All right, see, this is the code for what? Specific element selector. So what are the rules of specific element selector? So if you have some pen or paper over there, please write it down. So specific element selector, specific element selector. We are learning the first form, that is a specific element selector. So what happens in the specific element selector? What you have to do is you have to write the code within the header tag. In the header tag, you have to write the code within the style tag. This is the first step. Second, what you have to do? You have to write the tag where you want to apply the properties. Okay. Second step is what? Write the tag where you want to apply the properties. Now, how to write this tag? Just come back to code. See, how to write is compulsorily write the tag name. Okay, write the tag name. Open a flower bracket. So you can open the flower bracket on the same line, or you can open the flower bracket on the next line also, just like your C code. So open a flower bracket, then write what the properties. So these properties will get applied to whom? Tell me. Tell me first. Color red and text align center will get applied to what? Yes, where it will get applied? Where it will get applied? Color red and text align is there within the H1. For which content it will get applied? Tell me. Where it will get applied?
Hello world.
Hello world. Very good. Very, very good. So what is hello world, guys? It is the element, isn't it? It is the element of H1 tag. So that's why it is called as what? Okay, see guys, it will get applied to hello world. What is hello world? Hello world is the element of H1 tag. That is why it is called as a specific element selector. Are you getting that? Specific element selector means what? For H1, H1 is a tag, and in that tag, these properties will get applied to the specific elements present in that tag. So that is why it is called as a specific element selector. And here remember guys, H1, you have to give the tag names only. You cannot give any another names. Okay, what is the another rule? You have to give the tag names only in the style tag. You cannot give H2, anything like Sneh or Shruti or might be Kavya. You cannot give any another names here, right? So what you have to do, you have to compulsorily write the tag names only. You have to compulsorily use tag names only. That is a rule. If you want to apply to H1, use H1. If you want to apply to body, use body. If you want to apply to table, use table tag. If you want it to apply to paragraph, use paragraph tag. So that is the rule. So what is the third step, guys? So here the third step when you are writing the selector forms is, see, what I do, I take H1 and in that I write what set of properties. Okay, I apply set of properties. How do you write that property? First, your property name, okay, colon and value, and separate it by semicolon. Compulsorily, you have to separate that with the semicolon, right? And then what you have to do, after that, you have to close the combinations of flower brackets, which are opening at the H1 here. So that you have to close, right? After closing, what you are going to write? Again, you are going to close your style tag. First, you will close style, then you will close what head, okay, and then you will open the body tag. Then you will open the body tag, and inside the body tag, you start writing your web content. Okay, yes, am I right? So write the web contents there, and then those properties will get applied. Okay, so this is the way of writing what specific selector. Huh? So this is the first type. You can write same example in your exam. It is there in the notes. Same example you can write. Now what we will do, we will run this. Okay, so I have saved it as what? I have stored it as, I'll just run it for you. I have stored it in G drive, WP division A. Then I have stored it as a CS1. So you have to save it as .html only. Okay, only style sheet you have to save as .css. Now when I run it, you can see that what is applied here. Hello world, right? So hello world, what properties we are applying here for H1? H1, we are applying what? Color red.
Color.
And yes, very good.
Text.
Color
Text align.
Yes, very good. So text align at the center. So these two properties we are applying for H1. What about paragraph? What you are applying for paragraph? Tell me. Is there anything with paragraph? No. We have two H1 tags. See here. I will go back to code. We have two H1 tags. So in first H1, what you are doing? Hello world, isn't it? So that color will come as a red. Text align, it will come at center. See, font size is default for H1, no? That is why it is coming big. Are you getting? Huh? Font size for H1 is big. H1, H2, H3 to H6 we have, right? H1 is the biggest and the largest. So by default, the size is coming big. We are not setting any size here. So text will come in the center, text align. You can take center, left, right. Text align properties come with CSS font. We will see that, right? So color, by default, it will get to apply to the elements of the H1. Element means what? The contents of H1 tag. So these paragraphs are styled with CSS. Are you getting? Okay, see. So here what I have, I got an H1 tag working for both the lines, hello world, and these paragraphs are styled with CSS. Okay, so this is one style. This is one form of applying what, guys? A style sheet. So in this way also you can write a style sheet. It is by default. Which type of style sheet, guys? It is by default internal. Can you see that? Why it is internal? You are writing the CSS code within the header tag. Okay, it is a specific element form. This is the first form. Clear to you? Okay. So now we'll go to the second form. See, the timetable has changed. Actually, I wanted to take 2 classes today. I think sir will share you the timetable later. I also have a lab for you. I am there for A division. I will be taking DS lab for you. So afternoon, after 3 o'clock, what we'll do? We will discuss something about DS lab. I will share you the timing at 2 o'clock. At what time I will conduct, I will share that. Okay. All right. So let me go to the next part of this one now. So this is the first form which we saw just now. Okay. So second form is what, guys? Selector, class selector. Class selector. So we are writing everything in the same style. Okay, we are writing everything with the same style. Just the syntax is different. Okay, properties we are using same only. In the bracket only we are writing. Properties we are writing same only. Tag names also we are writing same only. But there is a different style of writing. For example, I tell 5 students to write what on the board. If I ask 5 students to write the same sentence on the board, okay, if I ask you to write, I love HTML code. I like web programming. Suppose if I ask you to write, I ask 5 students to write it on the board. Is everybody's handwriting same there? Huh? Everybody's handwriting will be same or what?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Everybody will write in their own style, na? Everybody will write in their own style.
ma'am.
Yes, but they are writing the same sentence, isn't it? They are writing the same sentence, but they are representing it in the different way. So that is nothing but the CSS selector form. We are writing same code, but the syntax of taking the style is little bit different. Okay, the syntax of taking that style is little bit different, right? Now, how you work with the class selector forms? I will directly jump to the example. You will understand there itself. So all right. See, we have 5 minutes remaining. If the session will stop, do not worry. Where the session will stop, I will continue with tomorrow's class. If I have, I will share your timetable later. Okay. See now. So what is this class selector form? How you write class selector style? Class selector form. Okay. Or what? How you write the code by using the class selector form. Again, there are rules. What are these rules? See, you have to write HTML, you have to write head, you have to write style. Now let us see about the center tag. Center is a tag, right? For this center tag, again take an opening bracket. Okay. Again, you apply the set of properties. Text align center. Color is what? Red. Now what extra syntax you have to add? Before tag, you have to take a dot. So can you see here? See, this is highlighted here. So what I'm going to do here, before my tag, I'm going to take what? A dot. So I'm going to write like this. I'm going to write a dot, CENTER. And then I'm going to open the bracket. So what is that dot? Dot is called as what? A class selector form. Okay, dot is used before the tag name. Only that is the difference. Tags hengidav hanga baryodu, brackets hengidav hanga hakodu. Just what is the difference? You have to put a dot before the tag name. Okay, you have to put a dot before the tag name. And then what you have to do? See, write the properties. Text align, I want at the center. Color, I want as a red. Then close the style tag, close the head tag, and then open your body tag. So after opening body tag, what you are doing now? See, I have two tags. One is H1, another is paragraph. I am writing code for two tags. One is the H1 heading 1 and one is the paragraph tag. Now I want to apply these properties to other tags also. I can create one class. This is just like one class. There is a class whose name is center. And I can take these properties and I can apply to any of the other tags. What I can do? I can take these properties and I can apply to other tags where I want it. So once you create this class, if you put a center, dot center, if you take a dot in front of the tag name, it will become a class. Once it is becoming a class, you can take this class and then you can apply to any another tag. So how to apply that? Suppose I have heading 1. Here, I have to take a keyword called as what? Class. So see here, what I'm doing, I'm taking a keyword called as a class. Class is equals to center. So here compulsory you have to take a double quotes, okay? Because center is nothing but the name of a class here. So what happens when you take class is equals to center? All these set of properties will get applied to the elements of H1, red and center alignment heading. So all this red and center alignment heading is an element of what? It is the element of the H1 tag. It is element of H1 tag. It belongs to H1 tag. But what properties you are applying? You are applying the properties which are created in the class whose name is the center. Okay. So how you create a class? By giving a dot. If you give dot and a tag name, dot and a tag name, it will become a class. If I want to apply these properties, what I will do? I have to use like this. I can apply this to any of the tag. Center ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹಿಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಯಾವುದು ಬೇರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಗಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಓಕೆ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ದಾಗ ಹಂಗಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಅದರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಓಕೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ h1 class is equals to center p class is equals to center So you can apply this class to any another tag. You can apply that to any of the tags. Okay? Yes. So let us stop here with these two selector forms. Please study once again. One is a specific selector form and second is what? Class selector. These are very important for exam. You cannot by heart the code. Okay? You immediately take a screenshot of this, or I will share the video also, go through that. Okay. So in the next class, we will go with the another types of selector forms. I will share the notes. If you want, I can share now also, but first finish writing first unit notes. All right, guys. Okay. So afternoon, if I am giving you introduction for DS lab, only for A division I will be taking. Okay. So once in a week I will take. Every Thursday, I think. Every Thursday I will be taking you DS lab, right? So I will just share the link in the afternoon. All right.